Hey, everybody. Give me just a minute. I got to get my earbuds. Hopefully I'm not sideways on Facebook. Things are looking kind of funky. It's always, I think I'm ready, and then I'm not. As you're coming on, tell me hi. Tell me what you're working on. Okay, give me a thumbs up and let me know if you can hear me okay. Oh no, I just went sideways. You guys, am I sideways to you or not? I don't know. My picture is sideways and I can't figure out what I did. Oh man. Cheryl working on the summer moon. Oh, there we go. Now I think I'm not sideways. Good. All right. Malcolm, you're on here. I want to make sure that everybody knows that today was the official retirement day. Congratulations. I hope you guys had a good lunch. I hope you had a good last day of work. I'm going through everybody. Julie, Malcolm, Shar, Cheryl, Marcina, Oriana, I just finished that same cowl that you were working on, but I'll talk about it next week because I don't have buttons on it yet. All kinds of people. Good. Hi, mother. You did nothing. Awesome. That sounds like the thing to do. So as we wait for another minute or two to let some people come on, I will continue working on my little project here. If you're watching this on a replay, put in the comments #replay. If you're watching it live and you just popped on, tell me what you're working on. Josie working on a stitch sampler. Ooh, you're going to teach a beginning knitting class. Fun. Holly just leaving dinner, watching in the car. Holly, if your hubby's with you, tell him I said hi and thanks for being patient. Laura, thank you. She says fabulous yarn colors in the background. I don't think I've done a live with this half of the fingering weight wall in a while. So I figured you guys could use some blues and greens and yellows today. Jackie got a couple of hats done. I wonder if Lori got a couple of hats done too. Holly working on your twists and turns. Okay, well, let's see. We are at 7 o'clock. So I will go ahead and get started. Mom, still knitting on your Pure Local. You'll have some airport time tomorrow. Maybe you'll get some more of that done. Make a note to myself. Christina finished the bottom of clue 4, crocheting now. So Christina's working on the twists and turns, the Stephen West mystery knit along. And I watched his most recent YouTube video. We'll chat about that a little bit, but welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is Monday, November 7th, 2022. I am Kristen. I'm the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in downtown Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SBRC Marketplace. The shop and the marketplace are open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We do have the Boardroom restaurant here, bar and restaurant. They're open later, which is nice. Monday evenings, I am right here hanging out with all of you, chatting about all kinds of stuff. Nicole working on the Tunisian crochet hat in the round. Excellent. We're going to talk about Nicole's Tunisian crochet class in a bit too. Lisa working on twists and turns. So quite a few of you are working on the twists and turns, and I'll stand up and model it in a minute, but I am wearing mine. I got it finished. I got it blocked. I don't want anybody to be discouraged this week when they see that I've finished a few things. Because really it was just little bits on the sweaters that I needed to finish. And you know how that goes. It just gets put to the side, but now they got done. In Stephen West's most recent, I don't know what he calls it, Westnit's blog on YouTube, he mentions that final section, which I'll go ahead and take mine off so I can show, but I'll also show how I'm wearing mine. Let me move my chair back a little bit. So I've got it tied off to the side this time. It's huge. So in his video, he did hold it up against his last year's shawlography. I was going to say Slipstravaganza, but that was 2 years ago. So there it is. It's like bird wings, the wingspan. So he commented on how this section down here, which was section 4 for us, really was the last thing that he did in designing the shawl, which I thought was kind of cool. And he goes through in his videos ways to wear it, you know, wrapping it around with the center in the front and the tails coming down, you get all the color that way. But E, when she, I don't know, was probably scrolling through Instagram, she sent me a screenshot of this woman who wore it. And typically for a shawl like this, I would wear it with it centered in the back and then wrap the sides around and tie it. There's plenty enough to tie and wear it like a shrug. But off centering that back piece, because it's kind of long and not that deep, and then tying it off to the side, you get to see more of all of the cool textures and colors and all the little designs. You get to see everything this way. So I thought that was pretty cool. That's how I've been wearing it. When I've been throwing it on, because it, of course, it has been chilly in the shop. I'm not complaining though. I was just looking at the thermostat. It says it's 69 degrees in here, which is perfect, especially going into the cooler weather, because I want people to be able to be comfortable in here in their winter clothes. So for those who are not or were not into doing the mystery part of the mystery knit along, it is now fully released. The last clue came out whenever that was, a week ago Thursday. Is that right? Can't have just been this past Thursday because I didn't do it in a day. So on the 5th. The 25th. Melissa's making hand signals to me. So yeah, so it went all of October. By November it was done. He has started talking about his Hyber knit along, which will start December 26th. So for those of you that need a little break from knitting shawls, you could have a break. That his Hyber knit along is much more relaxed. It's not a race to the finish line, or, you know, hurry before the next thing. The pattern is already available for purchase. He put some kits together. Oh, 27th. We're close. He put some kits together, and I wanted to pull some colors that were similar to his, but show that you have options in terms of price point. So I know a lot of what I do ends up being a little bit on the higher end because I like to use smushy with cashmere. And obviously that's going to be a bit more expensive than using like a Cascade Heritage solid. But you can still get a beautiful shawl using the Heritage solids or combining the two. So his Hyper Knit Along shawl is called, well, I thought I had it written down, but I didn't. I sent it to Melissa. Something cabin. But he has two different colorways. He has what he calls his cozy cabin colorway and his Aurora Borealis colorway. It takes 5 colors, 1 skein each of, there we go, Aurora cabin. So it's the 2 different, Aurora and cabin. So I put together a set of Heritage solids that are comparable to what he had in hand-dyed fingering weight yarns. So if you were to do a shawl out of all smushy with cashmere, you'd be over $100 at least in yarn. But the Heritage is $12.50. So you're talking maybe $65 for a 5 skein shawl. It's huge. I don't know if you've seen, well, Melissa did just, I would do the matching hat. The Aurora cabin hat is really cool too. So there are options. I started pulling the colors that would be comparable to his Aurora Borealis colorway. He has some unique ones there, like who knew there was such a thing as a pale neon, but he has a pale neon yellow in there. But so this one has like kind of the bricky red, a pale, like a buttery yellow, a pale purpley pink, kind of a taupey color, and a dark brown. My lighting is a little bit messed up. I was trying to move my ring light around so it wasn't bouncing off my glasses. So colors are a little bit off. His other one though, I picked the highlighter yellow that I had, and I think it looks really cool with this. So it is bright. That's looking pretty accurate on my Facebook feed, but it is a bright highlighter yellow. So a dark blue, kind of a medium blue, a little bit of a periwinkle. And he has a skein that's called Aurora. Well, I think it's all dyed specifically for his projects, but it was kind of a bluey green, which I thought this mint drop would work pretty well. But then I was looking at my yarns that I used for my shawl, and our custom Castle Museum color would work really well in there too. So I know I've had a few people ask me if I am putting kits together for the Hyper Knit Along. And so I pulled these, but I'm happy to kind of play around with colors with you if there's something that you want to see, you know, call the shop, text the shop, come in and see me and we can play. I like playing with colors. So I finished my twists and turns. I finished, I'm working with mohair now, so I feel like I just have fuzzies. I got the second sleeve on my panic sweater, or no need to panic, as it's also called. We're not going to talk too much about the fact that my sleeves are not quite the same length. One's a little bit longer than the other, but I didn't notice it when I tried it on, so I am not going back and fixing it. If I need to, I can just reblock it and stretch it out a little bit. But I got my second sleeve on, so it's done. Yes, exactly. Apparently Sarah said Melissa's favorite. Melissa doesn't like mohair, and neither does Tim. We found that out too. I knit this. I'll have to double check now that I blocked it if it's still to the schematics that she calls for. It is kind of short, but that's how she designs it. It's a top-down seamless sweater though, so it would definitely be easy enough to modify. Just keep going. You would just know you would need more yarn. The same with the sleeves. The sleeves are kind of short of 3/4 length. Okay, so that I finished. I did the opposite on my sail away. This one's still a little bit damp. I forgot to block it until last night, but Saturday I pulled the sleeve out and made it so it's two. It's definitely damper on the top. It's a little bit floppy, but 2 short sleeves. So I am really happy with how this turned out, and I don't have a short sleeve lightweight open front sweater here in the shop. So it's kind of something new and cool. And once it's dry, I can hang it up and show it off. That was the summer sweater knit along. So I finished a few things. I also got an email from Casapinka, and if any of you are on her mailing list, her customer mailing list, you probably have seen this, but she's got a sweater pattern coming out the end of this month called Rear View Window. I'm thinking of other things too as I'm making myself notes here. One of the perks of having a shop is that I get an early copy of the pattern, so I can knit a shop sample. But there is the photo of the pattern, Rear View Window. So interesting construction. If you look at the shape, it's almost identical to the panic sweater in terms of the length of the sleeve and the length of the body. So the difference with this one is it is knit starting at one cuff and working all the way across the body and ending at the other cuff, which is a little bit difficult for people to visualize. So hopefully this will help. But it is mohair held with fingering weight yarn and on big needles. You use size 7 and size 10 needles for this, you guys. So it's going pretty quickly. Although not quite as quickly as I would like it to, for the fact that I'm doing a lot of stockinette right now, but holding the 2 strands together means I do have to pay a little bit more attention. So she did hers with a pink fingering weight yarn and a pink mohair. So you just kind of get that haze or that halo. Could you do it without the mohair and still get the same look? I think you could, but I would recommend going with a DK or a worsted weight yarn if you're just going to do one yarn by itself without the mohair. That mohair fills in a lot of the nooks and crannies. So this was perfect timing because Malabrigo just came out with some mohair. So they have these 25-gram skeins, 229 yards of 72% mohair, 28% silk. And I ordered as much as I could. Apparently they sent me as much as they could, which was 1 bag of each. With alpaca on a DK or worsted would make the haze, yes. Yep, I agree, Julie. I'm just thinking there are some people like Melissa that do not like the haze or the fuzz at all. So I got quite a few different colors of mohair from Malabrigo. Some of them are new, like this one's called Heirloom Vegetables. That's a new color that they don't have on any of their other bases. Some of them are quite common, Indicida. So it's very, very fuzzy. Tiger's Eye is a color that they have had only in Susuro before, which is their wool and silk and linen. So I was torn. I almost used this one for my sweater, but I wanted to show you the yarn and the skeins before I showed you what it's working on so far. Something like Uluru instead of mohair. Yep, you could definitely do that. I do still have some of that, and you get that same sort of fuzzy haze with it. So I decided this was the color that I'm going to use as my mohair. So it's Chameleon. And just like any Malabrigo color, when you get it once, there's no guarantee that the next time is going to have the same look. But I decided I was going to hold it with this deep burgundy color called Swamp. I'm cheating a little bit. This one is not called Swamp. It's a single lot one, but I know it is very, very close to the Swamp color. And with holding it with this mohair, you won't be able to tell the difference. So I'm really good at being able to visualize what a yarn is going to look like knit up when I see it in the skein. This one surprised me a little bit though. I thought there would be a lot more blending where the colors are similar, but the silk really, really took those blue-green tones more than the darker tones. So here's what I have so far. Oh, it looks so cool on the camera too. It has a very marled look, which I don't think it does that much in person, but you can see just the overall, I mean, it's, even if I hold it like this, you can see like the fuzzy haze of it. Melissa's favorite. Well, Swamp I've had before, Malcolm. I had quite a bit of it and then decided I wanted to use it for a sweater, and then I realized I don't have any more of it. So construction wise, you cast on at this cuff, you knit the sleeve, then you cast on to knit the body. So right now I'm knitting the front and back sides. Pretty soon I will split for the neck, and then I'll have to do them separately, the front and back separately. But I think Friday I cast this on, and I really didn't do that much knitting on it this weekend. So I'm pretty impressed with myself. I did put a stitch marker in here where I separated and cast on for the front and the back, only because I was not counting my rows. And when I finish my other sleeve, I want to make sure it's the same length so I don't end up with another sweater with two different length sleeves. So that's just so I know where to end counting from down at the cuff. I could have put one every 10 rows or so, and I may, when I get to that point, I may do that, especially these bright, kind of the brassy hairpin markers, because they're easy to see, because this mohair does make it a little bit tricky to count your stitches and your rows. Yeah, Chandra, there are some really cool mohair colors in here. Of course, the pink has gotten some love too. English Rose is one of their most popular pink colors. It's just gorgeous. Hi, Aunt Jackie. Thank you. So that's really the only thing I'm working on right now. I'm just kind of, well, that's not true. I can report that I've made some progress again on my husband's sweater. Yeah, the pink would look nice with the burgundy too. It would kind of give you a medium. I kept drifting toward the pink mohair, but I always try to do something very different than the pattern photos. So I had to veer away from the pink. Working on my husband's sweater, the body is done. And I'm like halfway through the first sleeve. So thankfully he has kind of short arms, so it won't take too long. But I'm really trying to go through as I do it and lay it out with his one of his sweaters that he wears a lot and likes, so I get kind of the same shape. So we're getting there. He has seen me work on it a little bit, so it's not a surprise. And I really think he was watching last week, even though he said he wasn't when I was talking about it. So he'll just be happy to have another sweater. So that's what I'm working on. What is coming up? I don't know. I did get a little bit of news on the Forte needle sets. I've had people asking me about that. I am hoping by the end of this month, I will have them. They sent out an email that said their goal is to have them on their way to me by or shortly after November 25th. So fingers crossed that nothing happens between now and then. So those of you who did pre-order one of the Chigu special 14 needle sets, hopefully before the end of the year, we will have those and you will have them. Holiday gift ideas. Melissa, do you mean for us to make as gifts for people, or things that people would want as gifts? Deb is going to be doing some quick knit classes. Oh, there we go. Yeah. We're not doing a beginning knit class in December. Well, the current beginning knit class or knitting basics class ends December 7th. So December 14th and 21st, those 2 Wednesdays before Christmas, Deb will be hosting kind of a quick knit gift workshop here in the shop, Wednesdays, 6:30 to 8:30. So that would be on December 14th, December 21st. We always have some really good ideas, and I will next week too for a skein of Rasta. 1 skein quick knits are always a good, and you can use 1 skein of Rasta to make a hat or a cowl or a pair of mittens. You could take Nicole's Tunisian crochet class and make one of the Tunisian crochet cowls that she's been teaching. She has another class coming up Saturdays in December 3rd and December 10th. I just put that one on the calendar today. So if you're interested, this first one, they met this past Saturday and they'll meet again this coming Saturday. It's 2 weeks. It filled up pretty quickly. So if you're interested, all you need to know is how to make a crochet chain. If you can hold a crochet hook and make a crochet chain, you'll be able to get this cowl down. She said people were able to get a pretty quick handle on what was happening. So I think that's kind of cool. That'd be a quick class. And you could take that class and then buy some of the Universal Cotton Supreme, and you could do Tunisian crochet spa claws for Christmas. You could almost do like a cotton towel sort of thing that that Tunisian simple stitch just gives you that really cool combination look of woven and knit and crochet. I don't know. It's really cool. We're gonna have to do more with it moving forward. Coming up at the end of this month is Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, and I have started to get some of the specials that some of the designers and dyers I work with have. I don't know if you guys can hear the banging in the back. I apologize. They're working on getting some of the spaces ready, which is awesome. So I'm not going to complain. But I just got an email today from Dream in Color. They will have 2 different kits available that are a special Small Business Saturday kit. One is for a worsted weight 2-color hat. The kit comes with 2 skeins of Classy with Cashmere, which is their worsted weight merino cashmere yarn. So a baby or something. Highly funny. And that kit comes with the pattern and yeah, okay. Melissa's notes are popping up on my phone, and popping up sideways, but not on my watch. So, you know, story of my life. Nothing is going the way it's supposed to, but that's okay. So a 2-color worsted weight hat. My guess is you might be able to get 2 hats out of it if you reverse the pattern. The colors in the pattern comes with a pom-pom too. I'm assuming it's a faux fur pom-pom. Then they have a fingering weight 1 skein shawl project, and it's along the lines of the Wonderland yarns that I had in here briefly that I'm waiting for more to come in, that planned pooling or assigned pooling yarn. So it's smushy with cashmere, but it's 3 different colorways that are specifically dyed to have those short little sections that are where the colors are going to pool together. So they've got a pattern, you get a cute little clear bag and a skein of yarn, the skein of the smushy cashmere, and stitch markers too, I think. So I'm excited for some of the stuff that's coming up for Small Business Saturday. I will be doing my Fiber Funds gift card promotion. So if you want people in your life to give you a gift card, because who wouldn't want a gift certificate to the yarn store, have them reach out to me. The promotion usually starts on Black Friday and I run it for a week at least. Usually it's around a week. That way it gives people plenty of time to take advantage of it. And it works kind of like Kohl's Cash for those of you who have not participated before. So for every so much, I don't remember what it was, I'll have to look back, but for every specific dollar amount you spend or you get in a gift certificate, you get an additional coupon to spend in January. So it's completely separate from your normal gift certificate that doesn't ever expire. So I have people get these as gifts. I have people get them for themselves, and there is no limit on how many you could get. So you could get yourself a $300 gift card and then get some fiber funds to spend in January in addition. So I don't know, it's a fun thing to do. It's usually received pretty well. So that's coming up. The class new yarn. So I did talk about I talked about the mohair I got, and mohair, you guys, is definitely, it's a thing right now. If you saw my post last week about the Dream in Color October, nope, I keep saying October, but it's November. The November club color. It's not, It's so hard to capture on a camera. But it's this pale gray purple with these specks of kind of a burgundy color. And what Dream in Color did this month. Oh, there we go. For every 50 in a gift card, you get $10 in fiber funds. And I'm sure we'll talk about that more, but you don't have to get separate $50 gift cards if you don't want. You can just get one big $300 gift card or whatever, and then have the fiber funds. So this month, Dream in Color is promoting this. I'm calling it the summer night shawl because midsummer night shawl, because that's what it translates to, but that's the name of it. And I'm not going to attempt that one. But it calls for one skein of fingering weight yarn and 50 grams of silk mohair blend. So they put kits together with their club color. Look at this. They made cute little labels for it. There's the name of the shawl. The kits were packaged incorrectly the first time. So for those of you who grabbed one of these as your club color for last week, for the month, last week when you were here, Jackie specifically, we need to get you another skein of the mohair to go with it, because they originally packaged it with just one skein, but they're 25 grams. So these will make that. I have enough of the mohair for anybody who is part of the pop-up club and pre-orders to upgrade to the mohair set if you want. If you haven't pre-ordered November's club color and are interested, put in the comments and let me know. If you're interested in the yarn on its own, they are $35 a piece. Or if you're interested in the kit, which is $73 with the 2 skeins of mohair and the skein of November's club color and the pattern. I need to make sure that everybody who did the pre-orders gets what they need before I go through and have what's left. But I believe I have 4 or 5, at least, just the color on its own. So put in the comments, let me know if that's something you're interested in. As soon as I get it all straightened out, I will be in touch with everybody. The colors that they sent, if you decided you didn't want to go the mohair route and just really loved this color, one of my favorites, and it's Deb's favorite too, you guys, she was falling in love with this color, this wineberry. Remember how I said there are these burgundy pops in there? Look at that together. That's so, so beautiful. Or the edge. This color E, if you are still watching, I pulled 2 of these and set them aside for you. So I want to compare them to the one that you have and see if it's close. Going a different route, Plenty with this pulls kind of the purples, but then the kind of the mauvey, rosy tones also. So, you know, we always just have a table full of smushy with cashmere here. I also got today the minis for the month of November. I don't know why I keep saying October, you guys. November minis. For those of you who don't know, every month for 12 months, we are getting a shipment of 10 different colors of mini skeins every month in Smushy with Cashmere from Dream in Color. If you are interested in participating moving forward, you can still do that. It's called the Pretty Mini Skein Club. And if you participate in at least 6 months, you get you get some store money back, which is kind of cool. So this month, what we got was Whisper, which is just kind of a neutral base with some electric blue and orange pops. Violet's Blueberry. Let's see what else is in this bag. Gold Experience. The way they send them to me, they're all like all the colors are together. So I have a few different bags, but those three on their own, man, that looks gorgeous. Shoot. I had on my mind there was a crocheted cowl that used mini skeins. I was just thinking about it and forgot to write down the name of it. But there are so many really cool mini skein projects right now. Even using them to do like a lot of Stephen West's marled shawls are designed to use two strands of fingering weight yarn held together. And these would be great if you held kind of a neutral with them. Mod Squad. This is kind of that bright green with some then dark burgundies, some yellow, and kind of pinks in there. This is a pretty green light. I don't think I've had this green before. It's beautiful. Different from, let me see what I have up on the wall. So Power Plant is kind of a little bit of a bluer green than this green light. So it's just it's like a Spartan green, you guys, as much as I'm not crazy to say that. I think it's kind of a Spartan green. What else is in there? This red, Miami red. I think we're getting into some holiday colors here. Gnomes are still really big this year, you guys. And I know that there is a new gnome knit along pattern coming out. I have seen it. It's really cute. She has accessories, which is fun. So I will have, once I've gone through and made sure that everybody who pre-ordered their set for the month has theirs, I will have some minis individually available. I just don't know which colors will be available. Maybe that's the only three in that. Next. I like this. I like the fact that as many colors as I have every month, there are colors that I haven't had in the shop. Bermuda teal. That's a pretty popular one. I've also requested that they do a darker version of this to get that deeper, somewhere between this and the Petrified Forest. Tucson. This is beautiful. This black and white, but then it's got the speckles of pink and teal. Each of these minis is 88 yards, 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. So I think they're around 20 grams. 88 yards though is what they say on them. Some of these have, some of these are a lot brighter. Look, this one's got greens, yellows, and some are more pale. Individual minis, if they're the hand dyed smushy with cashmere minis, they are $10 a mini. Oh, look at this one, you guys. Look at this one. It's got kind of this super bright, like electric coral, if that's such a thing. And the last two, a purple. It's a purple I feel like I haven't had before. I don't know how that's possible. Lisa will do excellent. Gray tabby. Oh, it's like kitties. The beautiful, just a medium silvery gray, I guess. Then this purple divine. It is vibrant. So depending on how you're watching this, the colors are looking a lot more accurate on Facebook today than they are on YouTube, at least on my screen. But this is a beautiful purple. If you compare it to, let me hold it up to a blue so you can maybe see the difference there. But it's just vibrant, gorgeous, gorgeous colors. So that is the 10 colors of the November Pretty Minis. I think that might be all I got for new yarns since last week. If that's enough. I think that's enough. So that's what I'm working on, what's new. We talked about the 2 classes coming up, the Tunisian crochet class. And I have not put on the calendar the quick knit gifts class, but that can be kind of a drop in, similar to how Monday nights are for $10, come in for a couple hours, get some help, get going on a quick project. Local businesses. Yeah, I know. Melissa was here on Saturday and asked about the minis. I said no, and knowing our luck, they'll show up. So I expected Wednesday, but they came today. Small businesses. Victoria and I went to the new Red Eye Coffee and Tea yesterday for coffee. They are definitely still in their learning stages. They're not fully open for everything yet. They're just doing pop-up hours, which I think is really cool. But we're excited for another coffee shop to be open 7 days a week. Funny, they commented on my post yesterday that they used to have a knitting group that met in their old location. So if you're familiar with the Red Eye coffee shop, it was down on Hamilton Street in Old Town, Saginaw. It's still on Hamilton Street, still on the same block. They just moved like 2 doors down. I guess it was an issue with the landlord. I'm not sure about that, but they've been closed since COVID. So it's exciting that they're finally open, and they were busy, which is great. Yeah, we got some coffee. I can't wait until they kind of settle into their routine. I think it'll be fantastic. As far as small businesses here in the marketplace, things are moving along, you guys. Iron Dragon Pastries opened last week, and I think I need to try all of the things. So far, we've tried the chocolate croissants, the strawberry croissant. Somebody got a honey nut one. I think Stacy got a honey nut one, but I didn't hear how that was. I got pasties. They have 2 different flavors of pasties. They have a vegetarian one that has mushrooms and some other stuff. I don't know. I tuned out after I heard the mushrooms part, but Karen had one and she said it was really good. And then they had a chicken margarita pasty. So, chicken, pesto, mozzarella cheese, sun-dried tomatoes was delicious. And I had the strawberry pie. Julie got the honey nut. Excellent. Oh, good. A few of you have gotten the honey nut. So yeah, I was talking to the guys. Peyton is the owner, and the 2 people working with him are Crystal and Ben. We got chatting about how I loved the concentrated strawberry flavor in the strawberry, I almost said scone, croissant. And Ben said, well, it's the same strawberries that go into the strawberry pie. So of course I needed to try out some strawberry pie, and it was delicious. Not strawberry rhubarb, just strawberry with like whole reduced strawberries. Oh, it was so good. But the pasties, they do cook them here, but I wanted them for dinner for last night. So I had asked if I could have uncooked frozen ones that I could take home. So Peyton was really good about writing out how I needed to cook it. Hopefully they'll come up with something in the future that they can just hand out with it. But I took 2 home thinking they're pretty big, so my husband could eat one and V and I could share one. And I should have gotten probably 2 more. I could have eaten a whole one on my own, and he likes leftovers for work the next day, and there were definitely no leftovers. They were really, really good. I was not sure, you see bakeries cook things and they look so glossy and beautiful. And so I put these in the oven thinking, do I need to brush like an egg wash on them, or do I need to put butter on them? They puffed up and they were flaky, and the bottom was nice and crispy. They were phenomenal. I was beyond impressed with the flavor and just the flaky pastry. So that's Iron Dragon Pastries. They're here in the marketplace. They're doing all kinds of pies. They are doing gluten-free pie with like a why do I want to say oatmeal? Not oatmeal crust. Granola crust on it. No soggy bottoms. Definitely no soggy bottoms. So we're checking them out. The coffee shop, they have been working on their space. Crude Ups is coming in, and they have another location, or they have had another location in the past, and it's I don't know exactly the kind of food it is, but it's like barbecue but different. I've heard his sides are phenomenal, so we can't wait for that. That's where they've been working today, banging away on some things. They painted the bright pink wall, so it's not bright pink anymore. There's stuff happening. There was just a feature on the new, what's it called? Valerie B's, I think, the new cupcake place. And then there's the new place that's coming in that has Philly sandwiches and soups. And then there's a salad girl coming in. I'm gonna have to take some more time and just walk around once all these vendors start getting here, and I'm just gonna have to try them all, and then I can report back to everybody. So I think I've probably rattled on about enough things tonight. I appreciate all of you hanging out with me on Monday nights. I do plan to have this back to our regular schedule. You may have noticed I'm wearing glasses today. I am scheduled for laser eye surgery on Wednesday, which I am excited and a little bit anxious, but I'm ready for not having to wear glasses. So I couldn't wear contacts for a week prior to the surgery. So next Monday, when you see me, hopefully I'm seeing clearly without glasses and without contacts, and life will be grand. So keep me in your thoughts. Pray that the surgeon's hand and the laser machine itself are accurate and steady, I guess. And I hope everybody has a great week. For those of you who are out of town, I will see you all right on here next Monday. If you're in town, stop in and see us Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.